There's always the challenge of seminary formation is not cheap. We want the men to be able to enter into seminary and not be thinking about financial responsibilities, but be thinking about the work the Lord wants to do in their heart. We want them to focus on their prayer. We want them to focus on their studies. And in order to allow them to be that focus, we as a diocese take on the responsibility of covering all their costs for education, room and board, and that's a sizable commitment.
Because of the priest retirement and education fund, there actually is a great freedom that comes from having the diocese supporting us in that way, because we don't have to wonder, okay, if I join seminary, how am I going to pay for that? If I leave seminary, how am I going to pay that back? Is it worthwhile? Is it not? We can actually just freely enter into the discernment.
And one of the joys is seeing the older priests at the retirement center when they can interact with the seminarians or interact with the young priests, and they share war stories and they talk about this and they laugh, and you kind of see the whole thing come full circle, and that's a great joy.
The Priest Retirement and Education Fund pays for all of this operation. It pays for the retirement income for the priests, and then it pays for benefits, and then to fund the operation of this facility. We have a great number of priests heading toward retirement. With that in mind, we're trying to do this work now so that we'll be ready for the future.
We have a need to give, and there's always many, many hands out looking for our help. But I would say that, to take care of old priests like me is a worthy cause.
The Priest Retirement Education Fund comes in and says, you have done a lot or you're going to do a lot, let us support you, let us help you in this, and takes care of them in their moment of need. And so if you feel called to support, in many ways, the work of the diocese, the ministry of priests, to support the priests, particularly at those vulnerable moments, would ask you to consider giving to the Priest Retirement and Education Fund to help support the great formation of our seminarians, but also to help support those priests who have given so much of their heart and their lives to the people of this diocese, to see it grow and flourish as we all experience the benefits of today.